Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 1st, 2023, and we've had some rain the last couple of days, and I'm just getting an Elon now. I've got to go down and back and take some compost from the compost pile, put it in a couple of IBC totes. I'll talk about that in a second. And I need to go down and dismantle the Beaver dams and the 2 spillways that they've been working on lately. I haven't been down there in a couple of days, so that's what I'm doing. I'm in Elon right now, and the sun keeps peeking out, and it's time to head out back and do a couple of things. So here we go. Okay, just getting things hooked up here. So this is the area where the blueberry plants were planted for the last several years, and there's still some here, but I've been digging them up and getting them ready for sale. Just slewing around here so I can back up out of here and head down and back. Running my tracks over the mounded areas. We've been pretty busy this last several days. I think it was 2 days ago we had a library sale where one of our regional libraries have a biannual library sale event where they have donated books and media as well as their ex-library books for sale. And so Thea and I went to that. I think it was Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday, since today is today Monday? I think today's Monday. Good Lord. So we went to that. We ended up getting 13 bags of groceries, 13 grocery bag size load of various media and books. So it worked out pretty well. We'll definitely make our money back. I already took some of the books and sent them off to a couple of online resellers. So we're basically resellers, and we have online services, but there's also besides posting on eBay or Amazon or Bonanza, as I've talked about in the past, there's companies like Sell Back Your Book, Textbook Rush, Book Run, Sell Back Books. There's a whole variety of different places that really look forward to getting textbooks, but also other books as well. And I didn't get any textbooks, but we did have some books that had enough value that I could send it off, and we recouped the money that we spent purchasing all the media and the books at the library sale. So that worked out. So everything that we've got now, we're in the process of cleaning, looking up, finding out what the relative value is, then going ahead and taking lots of photographs, doing research on them, lots of accurate descriptions, and then listing those books or DVDs. Like today I just got done listing probably about 15 or 20 DVDs, doing research on a set of books that we got there that I think is pretty valuable. One person told me that they didn't have any value, but it's a Waverly novels from 1828, I believe is the year. I'm not positive now. I've had so many things on my mind. And it's a nearly complete set. There's 48 volumes in total in that set. and we got 46, and they look in really good condition. They are a limited edition that they made. I can't remember if it was 1,000 or 1,400, and ours is numbered 361, and they're all labeled that way. So it's a big learning process for me, coming from being a person who never read books, being dyslexic, and now finding books very intriguing and all. So that's kind of interesting. There's so many different, I'm intrigued by so many different types of books. I think there's topics that I never thought I'd be interested in, but there certainly are many books that I find fascinating. So I'll stop here for a second because Elvis and Priscilla, we got a few different couples here. So you may not be able to see them. They're two Canada geese right over here. That's pond 6. It's overflowing, going into pond 7 right now. And should I just go ahead and fill up the totes first? Probably I'll do that. I'll head down and back and go ahead and relieve the dams that the Beaver have built in the 2 spillways. So the other thing I did this morning was I came down and back and I took some of our IBC Totes, international bulk containers, which are the ones you see people using for capturing roof runoff, rainwater collection systems, collecting sap in them for maple syrup, a whole variety of things you can do with them. Try not to squish any of the fish or frogs in here as I go through. Holy cows, there's a huge school of minnows down there. But all of these spillways are overflowing now, and that all goes down to the canal system down below and where the beaver dams are. So that's where we're headed right now, is down to the last spillway. Since the last time I was down here, I did build up a new little access path, or an extension of the roadway around an ash tree right next to one of the spillways. So I did get that put in. I did remove the fill, the rest of the fill that was around pond 7 from last fall excavating, digging out pond 7 more than it was. So we'll see how that pond does this year after having that big sand pocket that we found in there. I'm curious to see how that works out, whether we lose a lot of water this year. That pond's actually held up extremely well over the years. But when you expand it and you find yourself a sand pocket, that's a real easy way for the water to diffuse through the sand and head right on out. If I don't take out these little dam structures that the beaver have been building up here, then we're going to have some significant erosion and wash out our roads. Boy, these buggers sure have done a good job here. I don't know. I'm hoping it's showing up down there how the pond there, the dam area looks. So we'll come down here and he is overworking it. He is working over in the set this down for a second. Overworking in the greenhouse, trying to get all the plants organized because we going to try and get ready to have our sale soon. Now, I did post the bare root trees and berry bushes But we haven't had anyone contact us, unfortunately. Well, berry bushes. I didn't post any of the trees yet. Just trying to remove the material on the upper part here. Don't want to go very deep at all. During the daytime, sometimes I'll see the muskrats running around down in here. Never seem to capture them on film. The geese have all got their nests set up down in this area. We got 2 nice nests down here. The trumpet swans are back. I'm going to try and get my DSLR camera out and take some video footage of some of the herons' nests this year. I'm just so darn busy with not just the farm, but now doing the book reselling project and all. So really just bunching all this up. What I'll do is I'll just push it to the side like I have before, but maybe you can appreciate just how well the water is running through here right now. Again, when I'm doing this, I'm just touching the surface of the ground with the teeth of the bucket. I really want to be careful not to be doing any digging down into the soil. Just want to be working the material that they build up on the surface of the area. Now, of course, they will come down and use some of this material, and I've got the forks on the front of the Mini Me right now, so I can't really turn on the backup camera so I don't back into something. So I can't actually come down here with the grapple. Well, I could just, if the weather's going to be decent, I could just take the forks off the tractor. I have more work to do with the forks of the tractor. That's why I'm hesitant about just coming right down here and doing this, but maybe I should. Now this spillway, it's maintained its nice breadth here, so it really pacifies the water as it flows through there. Whereas the spillway that we're going up to now, it's a narrower one, and even though I build up all the rocks in the lower part of it, the erosion has really kicked my butt. So it drops down a good 2.5 feet, which I found out when I was taking Suki. He is RTV down in here. So this should really relieve some of the pressure and lower the water level down here some. Oh my goodness, I hope her nest, Canada Goose's nest, is right straight ahead of us, but the water level is so high now. She was laying on her eggs. Oh Christ, she's not there. Yeah, it's breaking through the roadway over here. They got these darn, I gotta stay on top of this. This is terrible. And this is gonna go like a bat out of heck. Man, that really stinks at her. right where that tuft of cattails and grass is right there, she's been sitting on her nest for several days. And that's underwater now. Dang it. I have to stay on top of this a little bit better. And I always have to open this one last, because if I open this one first and this water rushes down, it could overwhelm the canal walls that I've got down there. And this is a problem. You see, the spillway is nice and wide right here. I don't know how well that's showing up on this camera, but you see it narrows down, so that rushing water right through here carves out quite a ditch. And it's deceptively deeper than what you see there. And all of those stones just got washed right up out of those places. So all the sand and material that was in between it and the stones are just pushed right down here. So in the next couple of days, as soon as it stops raining, I'll scoop out some of this, put it back in here. But I've got to find more good-sized stone to make this functional. Hope this is making sense. So this is the area that I took the fill from pond 7, because I used to have to go around that side of the tree, and it's a big sharp turn, and when I was using the track equipment making this turn going back and forth here, I'd create some erosion as well. So I'll just go ahead and push some of this material, curl this up because we've got lower branches there. The edge there some, got to be careful. Yeah, so right there, that tuft right in front of us there, alongside, between the bucket and this side here, is the spot where she had her nest. So did she abandon her eggs? Could she have moved the eggs? I've never seen a goose move her eggs before. Well, that whole area is packed down pretty well, considering how recent that was put in and the amount of rain that we got. Now this whole water canal system's completely murky now after opening up the spillway. these tree tubes are all swamp white oaks. They should start to leaf out soon. So that's maintaining a pretty decent wide spillway there. It narrows down once it gets off the road, which is fine. But then we have all the vegetation, which really helps to keep erosion under control as well. Let the tracks get cleaned off here. And of course there's the pile of the material that was composed the dam. Go up and get a couple of scoops of compost and put it in each one of the IBC totes that I cut down today. Thea's going to be pretty disappointed hearing about the goose's nest. So one of the things we're trying to, I guess, adjust to or become somewhat accustomed to is, as we're learning about the book reselling and media reselling business, the amount of time it takes sourcing books. So sourcing is when we're going to a thrift store, a Salvation Army, a library, and an estate sale. Any of those things where you go and you find the materials that you think are potentially profitable in order to invest in, and then prepare and list online. So there really is a lot to it. Come over here to the compost pile now and fill up those IBC totes. I did get the weed mat down underneath the oak trees, the white oak, the swamp white oak, and some chestnut trees. I got those all mulched, and I got them up where the rain gutter garden is. But there's certainly more work to be done up there. So I'm going to come right about here, I think. Let's see. It's nice having a big shovel like this. And it's all wet right now because of all the rain that we've had, so it's sticking in there instead of flowing right out as nice and neat as we'd like it to. cannot really see very well on the other side of this pile, as you can appreciate from the camera angle there. So we have some English oaks that I've got to get in the ground. I may end up putting some of them into the IBC Totes as well. See, there's still lots of leaf material in here. I've got to pick up a smaller, at least small enough, like a 18-inch, 24-inch. This 36-inch bucket is great for doing a lot of the work that I'm doing around here, but it would be handy to have a smaller bucket. I really want to pick up a rake attachment for the Elon here. I could use that cleaning up debris, picking up logs for firewood as well. Mike from Outdoor with the Morgans, he has a really nice one for his Kubota excavator. This beats shoveling. I can see little bits of the corn stalk material in there that hasn't completely broken down yet. Lots of leaf clusters. Of course, I did make a video about getting all of the leaf material that we got from our town, which this fall I showed that, like we've been able to get every year but the year before last. I was at an appointment and the guys didn't just want to leave this stuff, so it's really wonderful that I can be a resource for them to get rid of the leaf matter, and I can use that material. It's like gold. So these IBC totes I cut down this morning, and I cut down 3. So the 3 that are closest to us, and the other one's the top to one, which will work out fine. As I'm doing this, I really can't see any better than whatever the camera can see on the other side of the pile. I can see where what I'm doing right now. Got a shovel right over in the area there. I'm just going to sweep this around so instead of shoveling it later. that sand pile came in handy because I ended up using some of the sand from that area where a lot of the wood chip mulch area where the rain gutter garden was. That had broken down enough where it created a little bit of a dip in the surface of the ground. So the sand is the only material that we have other than our good compost and all that isn't real rocky. So that was helpful as far as leveling out the areas so I could put a weed mat down because I don't want water pooling in the areas. This is the one that's the top. Lots of leaf matter in here. It's pretty darn close, I guess. I can use some more soil in this one. A little more rain right now. I love building our own soil. It is so nice. Okay, I'm just don't want to overfill these because I need to have enough room for mulch because there's going to be weed seeds in all this. So I think things look pretty good at that level right now. Not bad, got most of that material out of there. I'm just going to check that one more time over there. So those two are good. The level in those two are good. Okay, that one's good. Maybe a smidgen too much in this one, but I think we're in good shape. That'll all settle some as well. Shouldn't walk under the hydraulics. Now that sure as heck beats the heck out of the old days. Me using the shovel, the wheelbarrow, and going back and forth, or then using Optimus Prime, which was my Case 995 with its front end loader. Well, those two missions were accomplished without any significant consequences. The only thing that's alarming is the Canada geese nest there. I really wanted that to work out beautifully for them. Soil that when I backbladed before, I pulled up. I was trying to get rid of some of the big ridges, so that can live right there. Have to dig up some raspberry bushes over here. So we get those transplanted down. I can see they're starting to shoot up. Just got to cut out some time to get that stuff done. You know what? I may be transplanting some blueberry bushes now that I think of it. Park this right over here for now. I'll just leave it a flat bucket. Well, that worked out pretty well. Getting the compost into the 4 IBC totes that we cut down this morning. The sun's out right now. It's kind of nice and calm and warm. Oh, Elon, thank you. All your hard work. Pond 6 is flowing into Pond 7 nicely. And I want to see if some of those raspberries are showing their faces. They should be. So there's a row that goes right down in here. Well, I'm not seeing too much. All the weeds just completely engulf them all. Now here's one. Oh, I see a couple. Here's one red raspberry there, another one there. So there are a few. You see 1, 2, 3. See 3 so far. And there's another row over there completely under all of this material. All right, here's 2 here. Another 2. So I need to come down here and get some of these raspberries out of here and get them up into the central garden plot. I got to get all the equipment serviced. Got to get, as soon as this rain stops, I have to get some mowing done around here as well. So that's it for this video. Just thought I'd grab the camera and show you taking down a couple of the dams that were built over the spillways, and show you filling up a few IBC totes. And I'll make a video about where the rain gutters were and where all these totes are going, and getting some fencing up around there in the very near future. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you subscribing and your comments. That's really wonderful. Thanks so much, and have a super fantastic day. Bye-bye now.